careercast.com released a list last week, and it rated all the jobs in the world, and journalism turned out to be one of the worst jobs to have.
अगर ये चीजें नहीं सुधरी, जिस तरह से डिक्लाइन जा रहा है, तो 2-4-5 सालों में जिस तरह से हम पुलिस नेता पे हंसते थे, उसी तरह से वो दिन भी आएगा जब हम पत्रकारों पे
ऑलरेडी शुरू हो गया.
So I have this experience that there are many aspirants for journalism. Who are coming into the profession only for power and money. Journalist per se is not being protected or motivated.
Haven't you seen that through time? Would you, let's pick out people who've been through the emergency, journalists who've been through the emergency and who've been in jail during that time, whose organizations were shut at that time. And who were gagged for very long.
During the emergency, there was also an underground romantic element to it, that we are fighting for the freedom of the press. Today, we are dealing with mundane issues as journalists. On an everyday level, it's not that romantic. When every time you do a story, something happens to destroy you. And that's what he's been through.
Journalists who enter into this profession thinking that this is going to be a perennial party. There are people who enter in that format, and soon enough they either disgrace themselves or get frustrated. Or even if they flourish in the profession, they will actually get counted in the category which will make people believe that okay, journalism is worst profession in a different sense.
आपने बताया कि 70s 80s में एक था कि हम समाज के लिए कुछ करें, सोसाइटी के लिए कुछ करें, लेकिन आज ऐसा कोई मुझे नहीं लगता कि ज्यादातर लोगों में
No, now it's power is good, greed is good.
पैसा नहीं है, टाइम कोई नहीं है, सुबह निकलते हैं आप दूसरे
That's why it's been rated as the worst profession.
You're not being taken seriously for the kind of stories you're doing. You're not able to do the kind of stories that you want to do. You're not able to do the kind of stories that are there to do. So these are the factors which gradually depleted my motivation.
Almost every political story you do does have the risk that somebody or the other is going to get upset. What is the worst experience you've had?
So he said, you don't know how Biharis are, you've come from outside and you mind what you write. It was very
Mind it.
Shariq's laughing.
Mind it. Have you been told mind it?
And the proximity or rather intimacy that we have developed with the subjects that we treat has ruined journalism like never before.
There are enough good eggs swimming in the black waters to balance things out, and those eggs must also be seen.
News Laundry is 10 years old. We've spent a decade bringing you in-depth ground reports, videos, interviews, and media critique. With your help, we've led the movement in the country for ad-free independent journalism. We've carefully crafted a business model that is dependent on you, the subscriber, and not corporations or governments. We thank you for your support and hope that you continue to have our back for the next decade and more. For this, all you need to do is subscribe and pay to keep news free.